Hello and welcome to My Mom's Basement. It is a holiday commentary edition of My Mom's Basement. The second, I don't want to say second annual because I was thinking back. I think the Die Hard one might have been like 2 years ago, but it's the second one we've done. We did Die Hard before. We've done other movie commentaries, and we talked about doing this one must have been back in the spring when we did Batman 1989 with my brother, who is pictured here on screen if you're watching on YouTube. If you're listening, it's myself, my brother Mike, and Clem. And we said, we got to do Batman Returns. We said, oh, it would be perfect if we did it around the holidays, around Christmas. The first thing that it says on HBO Max when you pull it up, it says, set at Christmas time. So if there's any debate, come on, this is a Christmas movie, people. In the basement, kind of anything goes with Christmas time. But I'm glad we could all get together here. We've been talking about this for weeks, months, almost a year. So I'm happy we could finally do it.
I'm so bad. My brother from another mother. We had to get back in the foxhole one more time this year, didn't we?
I just said I'm so happy to be back in the foxhole. The Fox brothers are looking more and more like brothers now that they both got the hair going and everything. So I'm like, it's like the one thing you can tell that we're not brothers. I have the shaved head, so it's like, all right, Clem isn't blood related, but we're even spiritually even deeper than any kind of plasma running through our veins. And I feel like the world does need like a new like controversial Christmas take, because like the Die Hard one is so played out. The Home Alone isn't a Christmas movie is so dumb. So I think this is good. We're going to get a head start on making this the new debate that everyone loses their minds about when there's like downtime in radio. So is Batman Returns a Christmas movie? I believe the panel is a unanimous yes. So we're going to rock and roll, baby. Nothing like Gotham in Christmas time, right?
No, Gotham at Christmas time's the best. The Tim Burton effects, the tree lighting, all of it.
The chance of being assaulted and mugged by someone who looks like a freak.
Yep, all of it. So pull the movie up. It's on HBO Max. You could rent it on YouTube. I think it's $4 on YouTube, Amazon, all of that. You're going to want to press play on it and then immediately pause it. So you're at 000. You want to make sure that they don't try to spring an ad on you or anything. So when we press play together, we're all synced up. I'll say 3, 2, 1, go. And play, I'll say. And when I say play, that's when we're going to click all on play. So everyone get it queued up. If you need a second, you could pause now. And if you got it ready to go, I'll give the countdown. So 3, 2, 1, play. And here we go. This is prior to the Nolan movies, when we just had like the Batman 66, the 2 Keaton, the 2 Schumacher movies. This would be my favorite.
Whoa, number 1 Batman?
Yeah, always a big Batman Returns guy. We had a Batman Returns board game growing up. Remember that, Mike? I used to love like pulling that out. The Batman Returns BATCAVE, I think that was the one we had. So a lot of the toys were Batman Returns centric.
This was a big toy Christmas for me, this movie. Big toy Christmas.
That makes sense. 92, right? This was 1992.
I got a Batcave that was really cool. I probably wound up going to you, Rob. The one with the computer screens in the Batcave had the pictures of Danny DeVito, Michelle Pfeiffer.
And it was Wayne Manor on the front, so you could do the like whole thing. That was the best. It had a little balcony, so you could throw the villains off the balcony.
By the way, shout out Pee Wee Herman right away here.
Yeah, Pee Wee, the Penguin's father.
By the way, I'm completely fucked right now. I went to make sure that the closed captions are on because we don't listen to it. And I just like fast forwarded 20 seconds. And now I have no idea if I'm near you guys. All I know, there was and this is the thing is about doing these podcasts live. We can't go back now. We'd have to start over. So I'm just going to go. I have some little fuck rattling a cage. Is that what
we can go back? It's been 5 minutes.
I was going to say, look, I can tell you exactly where we are. Look, we're at 1:30 now, 1:31, 1:32, 3, 4, 5.
Perfect.
6.
All right. So we're all synced up now. We got some snow outside going on. That fucking guy with the monocle, like just right off the bat, I hate this person. I hate the family. I am so anti-monocle people. I didn't think I'd be getting into a monocle rant right off the bat.
But you get the monocle though, right, Clem Dog?
What?
Think about it though. The monocle.
The monocle. Who wears the monocle? Come on. The Penguin.
What do you mean? I know, that's what I'm saying, though. I'm just saying monocle people in general. I guess if I ever reach the status where I could wear a monocle,
right over the carriage.
That's some fucking
pro-monocle rights groups are going crazy already right now when they're listening, Clem. This is not a good start. You called basing your man hands, and now you're anti-monocle. I mean, come on, Clem.
But the thing is, if I had a monocle, I'd wear the shit out of it. Like it's just, just my poorness talking right now coming through on the podcast. Oh, just throws a baby. I mean, that's the kind of people monocle people are. They throw babies into the goddamn freezing Gotham River.
Yeah, if they're not perfect, if they have a little deformity about them, right into the river. Now, a fun fact, I wrote down, all of these are from the IMDb trivia page, which, by the way, I recommend people checking in on that for your favorite movies. If you never have, you could find out tons of stuff you never knew.
So
Something
good.
I never knew about Batman Returns, and I've got a bunch of these, 25 of them for Christmas, like a little advent calendar fun facts, is that the role that Pee-wee plays right there, the Penguin's father, they wanted to go to Burgess Meredith, who played the Penguin in the 1966 Batman, and unfortunately he was ill at the time that they filmed it, so it had to go to Pee-wee instead. Kind of a cool idea, though. Would have been a cool homage.
That's Mick, right, from Rocky?
Yep.
What? Mick from Rocky is fucking Penguin from the 66 Batman?
Come on, bro. Now you're embarrassing the family name, dude. Come on.
Oh,
I didn't fucking know that. We have moments where Clem's mind gets blown. You could see that on YouTube right there. My mind get blown. Holy shit. He was so big as the Penguin. He had the big belly.
He got in shape. He became a trainer. Started training boxers.
I'm the kind of guy who doesn't realize that Clark Kent is Superman, I think.
He's the one guy in all Metropolis who's like, why don't I see these guys?
I'm like, that fucking Clark Kent is a nerd.
You're telling Clark Kent about all the cool shit Superman just did. And he's like, oh, really? Really, Rob? That sounds really good.
Unbelievable.
And that's how you know we got a good movie right there. Music by Danny Elfman. We shouted him out a whole bunch in the last podcast in '89, so it's going to be good.
Long intro sequence like the first one. Some more fun facts about this. Michael Keaton was alleged to have earned $11 million for reprising his role as Batman. Warner Brothers executives were apparently very uneasy with this, but Tim Burton convinced him he deserved it. This was also Tim Burton's only direct sequel, but he kind of shied away from it being a direct sequel. The original draft of the script was reported to have way more ties to the first one, references to the Joker, more about that, almost bringing him back. But they were like, we don't want to do direct sequel. They got Gotham redesigned, all that.
I wouldn't have. I always like when you feel like it's a world building where there would be some references to the Joker in there. I like but a straight up rip off or whatever, or flip the page. No, I agree with that. But that's one of my favorite things is where you still can get a sense that fucking if a painted clown just took a city by hostage for a couple months, you better believe they'd be talking about it, right? Oh God, just fucking. Penguins are one of the most beloved creatures. This movie did a lot to kind of scare people out of penguins.
I'm a big penguin guy. If I go to a zoo or something, penguins, number one thing I'd like to see.
Does, man. You loved Pee-wee's Playhouse and Tim Burton made you creeped out about it.
Yeah.
People love it, makes you feel a little bit, kooky, scary, weird goth. I don't know.
By the way, look at these Christmas vibes.
Big time. This is the perfect New York City vibes too, because everyone goes to Rockefeller and it's oh, the tree, and then you go there and you just feel the griminess of it all, right? Yep. The people jumping into you. I can feel when you're hot on the under your coat, but it's cold on the outside. And you feel yourself getting sick. And you're worried about getting mugged the entire time. Perfect vibes of it all.
And we are officially watching a Christmas movie, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, come on. Here we go. The tree is lit. It's beautiful.
One of the best shots in the movie here.
Oh, yeah.
Creepy penguin flippers checking out the tree.
I like that. Almost looks like a painting, the tree. Almost looked like a matte painting. By the way, this is the, I read this stunned me. The first of the Batman movies to use CGI. I'll point out later. It's a pretty obvious CGI scene. It's well done, but you could tell what it is. And it's also considered one of the last Hollywood movies to be made the old school way with miniatures, big sound stage, all of that.
Oh man, soundstage was huge because they shot this, in sunny, warm California on these huge sound stages. But they had to produce all this snow. They needed it to appear cold. They needed people's, you needed to be able to see people's breath.
And for the penguins,
cold winter.
The penguins, it had to be kept 35 degrees. It said they flew these penguins in from the UK, by the way. This was one of the craziest facts that I read. They wanted to use king penguins. That's the breed of penguins. And the only tame ones in captivity were in the UK, in the English countryside. So they flew them over. They gave them a whole trailer. They made it 35 degrees. And it said that they loved it so much that they mated and produced eggs, the sure sign of a contented penguin. It was a penguin fuck party, this set.
I can only imagine the shit Tim, like, imagine like being in negotiations with Tim Burton. He's like, I need the penguins from the UK, and he's probably all fucking Tim Burning out on you the whole time.
Weird ass.
They need to be fucking. Yeah. They need to be fucking.
Well, let me ask you: is this a hot take? Max Schreck, all-time underrated Batman character? I think so.
I think people might say hot take, but I agree. I think he's awesome.
No, I agree with you.
Walken's amazing. Not the first choice. You know who the first choice was, Mike?
No, actually.
David Bowie. Turned it down to be in a Twin Peaks episode.
That's just not. I just don't want to do it. Right? It's not like he was like, which one will people remember me more for? That's just straight up fuck. He probably doesn't like Tim Burton like I do. He's probably like, you ruined. Tim Burton ruined Charlie and the Chocolate Factory too. He ruined so much good stuff. Pee-wee Playhouse, fucking Batman, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. 3 of my favorite things in the world.
I love that they got a guy who kind of looks like he could be Christopher Walken's son, and I love that he's doing like half a bad Christopher Walken impression too. Let's go see the masses. Like, all right, who didn't pull him aside and be like, bro, take that down? Like, right? Now, Selena Kyle, this is our first Selena Kyle, I think, that's a blonde.
Yeah, has to be.
You know, on the TV show in the 60s, it was Julie Newmar, it was Eartha Kitt, and then Lee Merriweather did the movie, The All Brunettes.
Yeah.
So
it might be the first time they used that Selena Kyle name too. I could be wrong on that, but I don't think they used that name in the show or the 66 movie.
I'm looking up to see like if Pfeiffer was on like a roll back then in terms of like her roles that she was playing. She wasn't really like, not a lot of movies I really know of that were actually like just, you know, crushing out there. Like, obviously, everyone knows Scarface. That's 83. This comes out in, what is it, 92? Frankie and Johnny, The Russia House, Fabulous Baker Boys, Dangerous Liaisons. So, but I remember when she got the role, it was a big deal. Entertainment Tonight, every single night, Mike. I mean, that was on my mom's TV, a whole bunch of big news. It was a huge deal.
And it's owed so much to the success and the quality of the first one, obviously, you know.
Yeah.
People were wondering if it was going to be some silly joke, but after the first one, everything that had to do with the second one was like announced, like you said, Clem. It was like, who's in the next one? They were like trying to get pictures of, you know, paparazzi during shoots, behind the scenes.
There were a bunch of people in consideration for that role. I wrote them down here: Brooke Shields, Jodie Foster, Sigourney Weaver, Meryl Streep even, but all of these were in consideration by the studio. All of these were turned down by Tim Burton himself, and Tim Burton offered it to Gina Davis, and she turned it down to star in A League of Their Own. Now
that's a fair turn down right
Good
there.
Call. Yeah.
Starring role too.
I will never forgive Dottie Hinson, though, for dropping that baseball. Kid did not deserve her to drop the softball, excuse me. And spoiler alerts for anyone who hasn't seen it yet. But that fucking infuriates me to no end. It's one of the greatest characters in cinema history. And then she drops the ball and everything she does is lost in my mind. So, Mike, you said this was a big Christmas for you in terms of toys. Like, you remember the unwrapping and everything?
Yeah, and you know, I think I heard Tim Burton say once that like after the success of the first one, like we said, like toy companies wanted in on like production meetings before characters were even being talked about. They're like, so what's this toy going to look like? And they're like, well, we don't even know. Stop talking to me about toys.
Yeah.
Well, we got a full on
This is so great
hullabaloo here.
This is something like if they had the money to do in the 60s show, you could have seen in the 60s show.
Now, I saw this in theaters, and I remember these motorcycle skeleton dudes kind of It didn't scare me, but I didn't expect it. It kind of snuck up on me here, with the googly eyes. It was like, whoa, I'm a kid. That's a little unsure about that, I think.
The clowns, kind of like remnants of Joker goons, maybe.
Yeah, I wonder how many Joker goons were like, fuck, I guess we join up with the circus gang now, right?
Yeah, they're out of jobs. Is there a villain union?
Yeah, like can you ask if I could get on next week at the Christmas attack? I'm having a hard time here now.
It's like, are we gonna have our kid? Is our kid gonna have a Merry Christmas? Listen, there's a new villain in town, honey. I'm gonna get the job. I got a shoe in.
He gets me. I'll catch on.
They know Bob was good. Bob loved me. They know I was Bob's number 3 guy.
For me. He put in the word, he told me.
That's an iconic shot, right?
There's our man Keaton.
So good.
The best Batman.
Keaton, I mean, he has sold me a ticket to an Ezra Miller Flash movie already. And I don't even like Ezra Miller as the Flash, but you tell me Keaton's putting the cowl back on, I'm fucking there.
I would love it in that movie if Flash is trying to get shit done and Keaton's just trying to tell him old war stories, distracting him. Like Flash is like, we gotta go. And he's just like, so anyway, I turn around and let Vicky Vale into the fucking Batcave. Like that's
that dude with like the little machine gun that you spin, that's an all-time that guy. He's like he's like a villain henchman kind of thing.
He's like a class you select in a video game.
Yep. Was it Last Action Hero? I think he's in.
Walken getting the hell out of Dodge.
I have to. You got to respect the.
Oh, this guy's fate.
Fire breather.
The fire breather's fate, by the way. If it were put in a Batman movie today, maybe a little more controversial than it was back then.
I love how right into it we get in this one. The first one, obviously, they want to build it up. They want that anticipation. This one, we know the players, man. We know how it's going to go down. Someone's fucking with the Christmas tree. Bats is showing up right away, and he's not messing around. And we're going to get a hell of a look at a murdering-ass Batman again in this one.
Murdering-ass Batman.
There ain't no rules here. I like it, too. Do you think, like, Batman, like, it's like, tree lighting is like a red alert night. It's like, listen, like there ain't no going out tonight, Bruce. You have to stay in. There's probably going to be some shit. Like he doesn't even bat an eyelash. There's a full-blown fucking war taking place on the Gotham streets. It must between 1 and 2. There must have been some serious shit going on.
This is great right here.
And it just so happened to have been, just sitting in the dark library, just brooding.
Yeah, he should have been sitting around the corner, to be honest.
Yeah.
Boom, you're on fire. Incinerated. That's homicide.
I think he had those big bat signal spotlights aimed at the house because, like, he was on the can one too many times. The signal's been in the air for an hour and a half.
Oh, fuck, I missed it.
Control everything. Don't just go home. It's over with. You missed it.
He falls asleep after a long night. He oversleeps a little bit. Yeah, 2 nights in a row. I wonder if there's also like you can't hit the bat signal 7 nights a week if you're the GCPD. If he's like, you get 4 a week.
Yep. It's like a must watch on the blogs, right? You get 2 a year.
Yeah. Now, slight changes to this bat suit from the last movie, but I really like the changes. They take some of those hooks away from the little bat logo. You could kind of see it down there. And I like that. It's more of the iconic logo. Also, his boots. Funny thing about his boots, they're Jordan 5s.
Whoa, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they just kind of decked out Jordan 5s, made them go up to the knee, added some material onto them. But if you look up pictures online, it's actually a really funny thing to see because they're just clearly Jordans.
I think when Keaton came back in, he was probably like, "Listen, I'll come back, but I got some addendums to my gear. Okay, I've got a few things in the contract. Like, I'm not wearing rubber boots all day every day anymore. Hook me up with some Jordans, please."
Jordan 6s, I'm sorry, not Jordan 5s, by the way. I know sneakerheads, if they're
Yeah.
listening to this podcast, they'll get on me for that.
Monocle gang's coming at me. You don't want to get sneaker gang at you now too. Yeah, that's for sure.
That
By the way, the
Commissioner Gordon
suit.
is like Wiggum, man. He's like Ralph Wiggum every time. Like, thanks for saving the day, Batman. And he, at a certain point, you're gonna be like, hey, feel free to use any of the police force you have once in a while.
There's a guy in the new Batman movies in the trailers that kind of looks like that guy. It's not Gordon, obviously, because that's Jeffrey Wright, but it's like a random cop, and he kind of looks like that Gordon. The suit, by the way, which you mentioned, Mike, weighed 55 pounds.
Oh my god!
Could not have been the most comfortable. Now you see some. I believe there's some CGI used in this shot. This may be the first CGI shot in all of the Batman movies.
Abandoned Gotham Zoo.
Yeah.
I went to a zoo in Latvia, and it kind of had these kind of vibes to it. And it was like the middle. It was February. It was the middle of winter over there too.
We got a little bit of a. We're post Scissorhands, and we've got a little bit of a Gotham Scissorhands thing going on.
Is Scissorhands pre Batman '89 as well?
No.
So it's in between.
I believe he did him in between. Yeah.
Gotcha. This scene always creeped me out a little bit. This table of freaks. It's almost like the Dark Knight scene where you get to see the table full of like mafia members in a weird way.
This is like Table 9 in The Wedding Singer, where it's just all fucking.
There's one scene in particular which I will point out, by the way. I think, which you may say, both of you may say, this is a bizarre scene to say it is the scariest in the movie, but it was the scariest in the movie for me.
Now, is DeVito the first choice? He had to be the first choice for the Penguin.
I think he was, yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
And he was recommended to take this role by Jack Nicholson.
Man, Nicholson and like DeVito, he isn't good with like the A, like him and like Clooney. They have those like crazy nights out where they just drink limoncello and get. DeVito must be the greatest like fucking wingman in Hollywood, just the party guy. Not even like a wingman per se, but just a party dude. He's so small too. He is so.
He's
tiny.
A tiny guy, yeah.
So tiny.
This is such an iconic performance for him.
And this is 93. This is what 28 years ago at this point. And he's no spring chicken in this movie, right? And it's like we're all the way here all these years later. And I feel like he's only 8, like he doesn't age as it seems like he should. At least I know he's Sonny. He doesn't look like he's like as old as he should be. It's weird.
I do kind of feel like Danny DeVito's been the same age my entire life. I feel the same way about like Ric Flair.
Yeah, Ric Flair's another one.
And Mike, you mentioned the toys and the toy companies trying to kind of get in on this one. The Penguin action figure was not made to look like this Penguin. It was deemed too scary, so they used, I believe it was just the exact same mold from the animated series Penguin, and they repainted it to be like gray.
Actually animated from like the old 80s DC like Super Friends. It was goofy, and I always wondered, like I had the new Batman, which was cool because it was Michael Keaton with like removable gear.
So you could put the suit on him. It was like Bruce and Batman,
which was so cool. And I had sweet. Catwoman, which was, looked just like the Catwoman in this movie, and could never find the Penguin anywhere. And I was always so confused on why I couldn't. And I wound up finding out years later they just repainted the old goofy cartoon looking, silly one. They just gave him black instead of blue.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, there was some backlash about this one being too violent for kids, too dark for kids. I mean, they did go darker.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could make the argument that it is too dark for some kids. When he's spitting out black later, spoilers if you haven't seen the movie. If you haven't seen this movie, I don't know why you would listen to us talk over it for the first time, but later he's going to spit out some black.
No, I remember this fucked me up a little, this movie too. I was like, whoa, this is a little like, and the first one was not like this like bright, shiny, happy movie, right? But I was like, this is fucking dark for a kid's movie. And my brother, I think, saw it with me. He was 6 years younger. And I'm like, I'm sorry, Matt. Like this was a little much for you, pal. Look, sludge. He's feeding him sludge from the textile plant.
It's like the secret of the ooze.
But
a good mention of stocking. So Christmas time theme right there again.
The look they gave this Penguin very much ode to Tim Burton's, concept art for it. I mean, if you were to look up and find Tim Burton's concept art for Penguin, they pretty much nailed it in terms of, Tim's such a good artist.
Deviate much from that.
I will say this. I feel like the toy companies probably saw this movie and then, obviously the huge bags of money they knew could get. Like Batman Forever feels like it was made literally just for the toy companies and like McDonald's and all the capitalists, like people that wanted to get their hand in the Batman pocket, right? It just had that look to it, that bigger than life look and vibe.
We got a severed limb.
Yeah, this is probably the most morbid and grotesque thing in any of these first, these first four, if you want to say. I always look at the first four as kind of a package, as a group.
Yeah.
Some people say Burton.
Same Alfred, same Gordon.
Rockers, but yeah, same Alfred. And they came out, very close to each other too.
Yeah, when did Batman and Robin come out?
I want to say 98, maybe.
So it's within like a decade they all came out,
Now, whoever designed Selina Kyle's apartment here, I mean, just nails it. It looks like, this to me will always feel like anytime they're ever going to do Selina Kyle's, residence or apartment. Did we see it in The Dark Knight Rises at any point?
Maybe for like 2 seconds. There might have been a scene between her and what's her name from Ted Lasso now.
Oh shit, that's right. I never put
Keely.
That. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it just feels like it feels real, and
I love this design as well. The pink, the neon sign, obviously.
This should be what like most people look at when they want to make a New York City apartment in general, right? There's so many apartments are like everyone who's ever lived in this is like, you could not afford. This person could not afford to live in this fucking place. It's a struggle, a fucking struggle there.
Yeah, she actually has like a tiny sink, a bed that comes out of the wall that does not look comfortable at all. It's not the new girl apartment or the friend's apartment.
Exactly. Yeah, the friend's apartment. That's what I was thinking of.
The walls don't even, they don't look great. They look old and aged, and they're all
appendage. Listen, I think if I remember correctly, the sexual innuendo in this movie is off the charts at times, and I think that she's, she just said, oh, some appendage, I mean, she's talking about dick.
Talking about a dong?
Yeah, we're talking about
dicks.
Gotham Yellow Pages. I would love a Gotham Yellow Pages just to put in the corner of my apartment. Someone comes over, they're like, what's that?
That would be a nice little
has all fake names in it, Oswald Cobblepot Industries, whatever.
Great set again too. I mean, this feels like this, tycoon, slimy, scheming asshole definitely works there.
Yeah. It said that at least 50% of the Warner Brothers lot was taken up by sets for this movie, which is crazy when you consider that's probably one of the biggest lots in the world.
Jesus.
Now, wasn't there also a story, and I don't know the details of this, but I feel like I remember you telling it to me before, Mike, of some crazy actress that like wanted the role of Catwoman that made her own Catwoman suit and showed up to the set?
Who's the one from Blade Runner? Sean Young?
I don't know. I'll go on the Blade Runner IMDb now.
Sean
Young is Lois Einhorn, right?
Yes.
Sean Young.
Yeah.
So she wanted the role incessantly. Huh?
Who's Sean King? Why did I say that? Is that a rapper or something?
Sean Kingston is.
Oh, he definitely didn't go to the set in the cat suit.
Sean King is an American writer, civil rights activist, and co-founder of. Sean King uses he promotes social justice causes like Black Lives Matter.
Well, he didn't want to be in this movie either. Sean Young was supposed to play Vicky Vale in the first one. and got hurt. She fell off a fucking horse or something and broke her arm. And she was devastated, obviously, after she saw what the box office did. So then she heard they were doing Catwoman, and she thought, like, this is my moment. And she went to like Warner Brothers executive studios in like her like a homemade Catwoman suit and was all rah, you know, and they were like, in a homemade Catwoman costume.
Sean Young had some fucking issue. Like I remember she's had some issues in the past. And Rob, we fucking saw her. She was at one of the Comic-Con things she did because she was in Blade Runner, and she was giving out, and I was like, holy shit. It's Einhorn. It's Finkel. It's Einhorn. Einhorn is Finkel. I just wanted to get a picture with her just for that, you know. And there was people just waiting to get her autograph for Blade Runner. And yeah, and I was thinking, like, you're here right now. Like, you're going through some tough times right now, Sean Young.
Yeah.
So, she sounds like a little crazy of a person. Catwoman melting juice too from Family Guy. One of my favorite all time things, like scenes in that fucking show. Classic.
This scene is also aged, you know, pretty surprisingly well. When we're now in the climate of like all these people getting exposed as scumbags and exposing their power, now we got someone throwing one of their assistants out the window.
Straight murder.
And now I could say for a fact that I'm full on borderline shitting myself in the movie theater as a 6-year-old at the time now.
You're like, do I ask if I can leave the theater right now? But I really love Batman. But this
I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's the most violent thing I've ever seen at this
Oh, the cat's going to help her. Oh, wait, what?
And now this is also a pretty controversial scene. I grew up to find out. Like, comic book fans are like, what do they give her a cat power? That's stupid. I always have, I loved it when I was little growing up, and I love it now. I think it's a dope origin story for Catwoman. She falls and she just gets swarmed by these cats.
Dude, you just have a bunch of cats on you. You probably just get powers. I think that's like a real life. That might actually be like a real life thing. We should get a scientist on, see if they say that can like that checks out.
I'm allergic to cats, so if that many cats were on me, I'd probably die. They got the opposite effect.
Nibbling on her.
Okay, so what's like 6-year-old Mike thinking right now as this is going on their screen? Eyes rolling in the head.
I'm like, I don't know if I like Batman anymore. I just wanted it to stop, man. I'm like, this is a little intense here.
Yeah, so
we got through it.
This was the scene that I was referring to before. This, in my mind, was the scariest scene in the movie, and it's because she's about to take her stuffed animals and put them in the garbage disposal, and there was nothing that a little Robbie Fox loved more than his stuffed animals.
Oh.
And, I mean, this is a true story. I had 3 teddy bears growing up that I loved. Old Ted, New Ted, and New Old Ted. When Old Ted got too old...
Facts.
Yep, this is true. When Old Ted got too old, we had to replace... My mom, like, sewed a new body onto him. And she was like, I'm just going to buy material, sew a new body on. And in my mind, he was going in for open heart surgery. My guy. So I put myself to bed. I was like 4. She said, I put myself to bed hysterically crying. I was like, I can't watch the surgery. She's like, it's fine. It's fine. And then she went to like cut the foot off to sew it on. And I lost it. I absolutely lost it. So seeing her destroy stuffed animals was akin to seeing murder in my eyes, but like for real murder.
She Vadered your stuffed animal, huh? Your teddy bear.
Yeah.
She gave him a new body.
I would rather see a 4-year-old Robbie Fox would rather see blood than inside stuffing from stuffed animals. Oh, here it is.
Shout out Danny Elfman here, doing a great job again, setting the mood.
Yeah. Shout out to the makeup team, too. They make her look like white as a ghost, dead.
Like a zombie almost. She's kind of like a zombie in some ways.
Yeah. Again, what are we fucking going for here? This is fucking a kid. Supposed to be a kid's movie. What are we doing? Fucking Burton, man. I mean,
this is scary. This used to scare the shit out of me.
I will say this though. I had my old teddy bear. named Teddy, obviously very original kid. AJ, it's now his like favorite bear in the world. It's the fucking best, man.
Oh,
So
that's cute.
if you have any like old school old animals that you kept, man, save them for your kids. And if they ever play with them, it warms your heart up instantly from all the other shit that they do to ruin your heart. It makes it feel they put it all together back again.
When my nephew, Mike's son, was born, I got him a new version of Old Ted.
I see that.
It was actually found by Uncle Dennis, who we talk about on this podcast a lot.
Of course
Uncle
it
Fun.
was.
I
Uncle
mean,
Goat.
he is the goat. Also, I thought this dollhouse was so cool because like any play set as a kid, you're like, oh my god, it's the whole set. And when she destroyed it, I was like, fucking, I could have used that as the Batcave.
No, I had the Joker goon jacket to pull out during the last one.
Oh yeah.
Sorry to report, there's no special surprise. Like I was thought about having Dennis make me the pleather cat suit. It would just take me too long to get into that thing, man. And I'd be all sweaty and passing out, and eventually.
Mike, when you got on, I was like kind of like peering around, being like, "What is he wearing right now? Does he have anything like coming out?" I was hoping something. Was
by the way, look what I'm wearing. You could get it on the Barstool store. This is
go.
the MMB My Mom's Basement shirt. It's got the cool logo on the back. Nathan Hurst, shout out. By the way, keep an eye out for a new Nathan Hurst design, probably hitting the store soon. I got to talk to him about it. He made us an awesome Hawkeye design with the pizza dog and the pirate dog. And I showed it to Dave before we went live on Rough and Rowdy commentary. He's like, what do you think of this? He's like, that's fire. You should put it on sale. It's like, all right, you tell me and put it on sale. I'll put it on sale, boss.
One of the best shots in the movie coming up here.
Absolutely. Jeff D. Lowe's been doing his thread of favorite shots from movies. Hell Here from Batman Returns. Jeff D. Lowe added to the thread.
Yep.
All those cats. Now, the suit cost them a lot of money on this movie because they went through 60 of them. The suit had to be like vacuum sealed onto Michelle Pfeiffer every time they put it on, literally. She said that she would only be able to wear it for a short time before she would have to have it opened or she would become lightheaded and pass out. They went through 60 of these suits and they were $1,000 each.
Jesus.
So chalk $60,000 of the budget up to just the Catwoman suits. But they obviously made their money back. This made $47.7 million in the opening weekend, which was the record at the time, only to be dethroned the next year by Jurassic Park.
That's tough timing. You don't get to wear that crown that long because Jurassic Park just happens to come out a year later. That's a tough break.
Again, terrifying. Someone just stole a baby.
And no one even tried to stop him.
No. But you know what? Something chaotic happens in the city. I tweeted about this. Clem responded to it. I didn't even get to tell you the story, Mike. I got palm striked by a homeless guy the other day. Going into the city for a COVID test, which thank God was negative. My biggest concern was like, am I going to have to miss fucking Spider-Man? Nope, COVID negative. I'm all healthy. And I'm walking to the office and I see a homeless guy and he's someone I see around the office pretty often. He's 100% like bent down 90 degrees like this at all times. Now I'm walking, trying to walk around him, but he's kind of walking like close to me. I'm like, oh God, I got to walk around this guy. And he just like looks up and palm strikes me. I think he was aiming for my head. He hit me in the shoulder with no velocity at all. I felt like someone.
Good. I thought you got hit in the face.
No.
Test and now you need a chlamydia test.
No. Wasn't hurt at all. I was wearing a big puffy jacket, which I'm sure took some of it, but it hit me just a little bit. So it felt like someone bumped my shoulder. But then he just made a run for it onto 6th Ave, and me and everyone around me just go like this. And he got cars to stop. I said on Twitter, it was like a real life Frogger. It was like watching, and I was just stunned. By the time he made it across the street, I forgot that he hit me. Not that I would have done anything. I would have just went.
Can I just say, I think it would have been nice for Bruce to help Alfred decorate the Christmas tree. I mean, that's sort of like a tradition. You decorate
a family thing
together. You know, not to mention, could you imagine every day of your fucking life getting up at the crack of your ass and putting on a tuxedo? Like he does every day.
Do you think there's casual Fridays at the Batcave?
I don't think Bruce would mind. I think Alfred Pennyworth has enough
Yeah.
pride in what he does that he knows it's Tuck's
He
time.
holds himself to that high
all
standard.
day, every day, forever.
Yeah.
But he always is like, oh, maybe I will, Mr. Wayne. Maybe I will, like, this Friday. It's like the summer. He never does. And I respect him.
Yeah. Bruce is like, you can. He's like, oh, yeah, I will. One day.
But yeah, like, come on. Like, the whole point of the tree, it's like, oh, I remember when I put that ornament on it. But, like, you don't have to do everything. Like, Alfred has to do all the shitty lights parts. Like, that's butler work, right? Throw a couple ornaments on yourself. That's awesome. Hall of Records. That's
so cool. Such a good Burton-y look.
Yeah.
You know what would be a dope thing? Someone throw this in a comic book if you write Batman or a cartoon or something, that all the ornaments on Bruce Wayne's Christmas tree are like little trinkets he took from foes he defeated.
That's metal.
He's got little Joker chompy teeth,
Yes.
like an ornament or something.
I love that.
Look at this big penny, and I'm tired of seeing the big penny.
The big penny and the dinosaur. Where did that dinosaur even come from?
Monocle.
God
Yeah.
damn. It's a like father.
I
like
love
son.
that, like, the people of Gotham, like, pretty quickly he's a normal person, Just like this crazy, deformed human being is.
Yeah, he just ascends from a manhole cover holding the stolen baby immediately, and they're like, he's good. He's a good guy.
They're like, he saved that baby.
That's how it works, though. And then, like, after like 2 days on Twitter, they find out he had some problematic thing he said online, and then boom, it all gets taken
he
away.
was the Ken Bone of Gotham.
Cranking away on the microfiche again.
Ken Bone was the ultimate internet. Like, with that, the way that all played out was unbelievable. It was the perfect internet story, from top to bottom. Crazy.
By the way, we're talking about the Penguin. The Penguin is going to get his own spin-off series on HBO Max, Colin Farrell's Penguin, about his rise to the top of Gotham's mob scene, which, in my mind, is a good opportunity to do, like, just do the Penguin Sopranos.
Penguin Sopranos.
Seems to be how Colin Farrell's playing the Penguin, like Tony Soprano. He's playing him like an Italian mobster.
Okay.
By the way, Alfred just brought Bruce cold soup. Who wants to be down in the Batcave cranking on a microfiche and get cold soup? Soup is a risky game anyway when you might have to throw on the rubber at a moment's notice.
Oh, shit. I never even thought about Batman having to watch what he eats.
There's going to be a list of things. You're like, Al, no more broccoli cheddar. I might have to I can't. Do you think he ever came home?
That's a sacrifice that Bruce makes that the people of Gotham never give him the respect for, having to watch what he eats at all times so he doesn't shit himself fighting crime.
Clear broth.
One night he came back and he's like, Al, take the shoot off me and throw it right in the garbage because I shitted it fighting some thugs in that alley. You made the broccoli cheddar. You insisted
I'm going right in the bath, Alfred. I'm going right in the bath.
Carrying me to the bath. Yes.
He's a carrier too. Insult to injury. I will say this, Bob. If we were watching this live and I'd never seen it before, I would have put Alfred on the sus list. It's like cold soup. The Penguin just came up. I'm like, he's in cahoots. He's in cahoots.
He brought Vicky Vale into the Batcave last movie. Yeah.
Yeah, there's some shit.
This is the first film ever made in Dolby Digital, which at the time was called Dolby SRD.
That's a good fun fact, right? Is that on the list? Is that on the advent
calendar?
calendar?
That's on my list. Yeah, that's on my list of fun facts for you.
Sienna goes the other day. She goes, Dad, can we get this thing that like our friends have where they get a different Lego every day? And I just thought it is kind of funny how advent calendars are made to count down to Christmas, which is just a day of awesomeness where you get gifts. And now we had to put more gifts on top of that. Gifts, chocolate.
My boy's got the coolest advent calendar I've ever seen.
What do we got?
It's a Home Alone pop-up book advent calendar.
Wow.
You open the book and the Christmas tree erects in the middle of the McAllister home. And then all the days are right in the book. And each day you open up a different ornament comes out to hang on the 3D Christmas tree. And each of the ornaments is like one of Kevin's booby traps. or something to do with what happened in the movie. Like today's advent calendar ornament was a box of Little Nero's pizza.
Nice.
Well, I'm gonna be looking this up for next year.
By the way, I mentioned to Clem that his recommendations were hits, but Bluey and Spider-Man and Friends, I said, might have been the biggest hits of all time.
Fucking Bluey. I have enough Bluey and Peppa Pig in my life. I swear to God, man. My daughter's talking in a half a British accent from all the Peppa Pig. We go to the grocery store and she says, "Can I ride in a trolley?" Too much. I'm like, we're watching too much Peppa. You call it Peppa Dogs trolleys.
Once I heard the accents of Peppa Pigs and they did the little the snorts, I was like, we're out on Peppa Pig. We never even got into it, but Mike, I apologize. You're in the thick of Peppa land right now.
Well, that's what I did to Blippi. Sorry. I'm like, no, that's like the only thing I outlawed, and I'm like, no fucking Blippi. It's not happening.
Oh, you heard he like pooped in like his like buddy's ass or something like that?
The weirdest shit ever.
Yeah, there was
pun intended.
And you can't explain that to a 3-year-old. Why not? Because he's a fucking shit demon.
I still think I'd rather them see Blippi pooping in his friend's ass than like the first 20 minutes of this movie, though, for like as a 4-year-old kid.
By the way, shout out Danny DeVito. Great monologue in this scene.
Yes.
Talking about his parents, giving him away, talking about his parents, you know, looking at him as a freak. But he forgives him, and that makes the headlines. That would be kind of a cool thing to have framed as like artwork, a Gotham Globe article. I saw in the city this week, if you're listening to this on release week, they have in like newspaper stands the Daily Bugle, and it says like Spider-Man's a menace, which is an amazing bit of marketing. Whoever thought of that is a genius. Daily back alley mugging.
Be gentle. It's my first time. More innuendo. I'm telling you, it's everywhere.
Catwoman choosing to fight crime in heels. Bananas move, but she makes it work.
Oh, God.
I mean, slice and dicing.
Is she victim shaming someone to get to Batman? I mean, that's problematic in itself.
She is kind of victim shaming.
That was a long alleyway. She only did like 3 backflips. She had at least 7 more to go before she was off in the darkness.
That was such a hard move right there. It's like, you don't need it. I want to see her and the guy who stole the baby do like a backflip off. I mean, I got Catwoman as like minus 120 in the book, but I think that would be a really good matchup.
Have you guys seen the video of her? I think you've definitely seen it, Mike, because I think we talked about it, of her doing the whips that we'll see later in the movie, all in one take.
She trained for a while with the whips, and she got
crazy
heads on like the first try or something.
Yeah.
I think we might have brought that fun fact up on the last one.
I think we might have talked about that.
He just tosses a stack of papers over at Max Schreck. I would have loved
a great toss.
Right after he did that, if he would have stood up and said, "You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts."
Dude, the first time you had a book report in either one of those plastic with like the plastic thing on the side and like the clear cover, or you had it there with like the binder, you're like, this shit could just be nothing but nonsense inside, but I'm getting at least a B on this thing, man.
Yeah, this thing is thick.
That's how I got my, when I met Kevin Smith for the first time, when I waited in line like 7 hours with Mom, I got the script to Superman Lives, his Batman movie that ironically Tim Burton shut down. Got that printed out because he said in his special that he would sign it, "Fuck Tim Burton." And I wanted to see if that was true. And I got it. And I got it printed out.
7 hours for a grown man to write "fuck Tim Burton" on a piece of paper.
He did it though. He did it. She is a saint. And you know what though? Shout out Mom and shout out Kevin Smith for appreciating how ridiculous that was, because after she takes a picture of me and Kevin Smith and we were like in the sidewalk and she goes to walk out into the street so the next people could go, and Kevin Smith stops the signing for a sec. He's been there for 7 hours and runs out into the street and goes, "Ma'am," and Mom like doesn't turn around for a second. I was like, "Mom, Kevin Smith's fucking talking to you. Turn around." She turns around. He's like, "Thank you for waiting for him. I know it's been forever. I'm sorry it's been so long." She was like, "Oh, thanks." And I was like, that was the coolest thing ever. He was very cool about it.
"Mom, my hero's addressing you."
Exactly. I was like, oh my God. But
By the way,
she thought that was cool too.
shout out Mom for being a saint. One of the things I got after this movie came out for Christmas was a 1,000-piece puzzle of this movie poster. And if you remember this movie poster, it's
the
those
three
three
heads,
pieces,
and it's all black.
and everything else is black. It took her weeks, because it was like full movie poster size, weeks to do that puzzle, because it was 1,000 pieces and like 917 of them were just black pieces. But after she completed it, she did it on like a thin piece of masonite or something on the dining room table. So after it was done, it was like a group effort to like really quickly flip it over so it was face down, and then we masking taped the back of it so that
it would stick together.
Wow.
And we nailed it into my bedroom wall.
Wow.
Yep.
So
Could've
you
gotten
had
the
the
poster.
poster to this movie hanging up in your bedroom for, I would assume, a long time.
Yeah, and looking back, I mean, you could have just bought the poster. You know, it would have been.
Yeah, no assembly required.
Yeah.
God
I'll
damn.
never forget that though.
I don't do like a 40-piece puzzle because guys, I don't have time. I hate fucking puzzles. And your mom did like a 3,000-piece puzzle of a movie by herself and then taped it up on your wall, man. Shout out Mama Fox. Absolutely.
Mama Fox, the best.
Superstar. 7
The
hours
absolute best.
in the line.
I like the Selena Kyle starting to turn bad look here, where it's like she's not
Yes.
letting everyone in on the craziness yet, but it's slowly peeking out in the workspace.
She's like any good girl gone bad in the 90s. All of a sudden, the hair's just a little more wild, and you're
And
like,
she doesn't need the glasses. Yeah, it's like a librarian. You take the glasses off, and the hair comes down. It's the typical.
drop her out of a higher window.
Foo Fighters.
You know, if you would have animated him right, Max Shrek would have been a great character on the animated series.
Yeah, definitely. Would you get someone to do a bad Walken impersonation? Get his son in this movie?
Yeah, you
Do
get
that
the
voice?
son to do it because he never did anything after this movie anyway. This fucking guy.
Yeah.
That dude thought his career was about to take off too. He's like, I'm gonna be Christopher Walken's son in a Batman movie.
Every time Christopher Walken got a role, he's trying to get on as the son again.
These freaks, if you've watched the Get Back Beatles documentary, are like George's little, what they call him, the
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishnas. They're like, oh, who's that little old fella? They would just show up and sit there while he worked. Those are the Penguins' Hare Krishnas.
Who do you think had a more uncomfortable job here with their makeup and costuming? Michelle Pfeiffer or Danny DeVito?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, Michelle Pfeiffer had the suit put on 60 times, and it was so tight she felt like she could pass out. But Danny DeVito, I wrote down, took 3 hours every day to do his makeup. Brutal. And then I think an extra hour to take it off.
And it don't look comfortable.
It don't look comfortable. And it took so long that he actually, this is funny and a sign of the times, he got an entire cabinet removed from his makeup trailer to put in a laser disc machine and television where he could watch his favorite movies in the mirror while he was getting his makeup done. Nowadays, you know, put them on your iPhone right in front of you. Like, you don't have to get a cabinet removed from your trailer. I think.
I wonder what movies he watched. I'd love to know.
I know though. Yeah, if Danny DeVito wants to come on My Mom's Basement, that would be the question I would want.
Do you think he watched like dark shit to try to get in the vibe for the day?
It said that he stayed in character in between takes. Did a little bit of method acting for this one.
Oh
my God! Speaking of cool posters to have, imagine having that Oswald Cobblepot for mayor poster. That'd be a man cave poster right there.
And I wonder if that poster, in the way Penguin looks on there, is another homage to Burgess Meredith. You know, in the style.
Yeah, I bet it is. I bet you're right about that. It looks like it. Even having your hands in that like makeup where you can't separate your fingers, I bet that was uncomfortable.
You know, you think a guy who was raised by literal penguins and spent his entire existence in a sewer wouldn't be so good at picking up when you're getting your balls busted. Like, right away. He's just like,
He's got social cues like that.
Fucking nose. Watch this now.
Back to work, everybody. Nothing to see here. This guy, we're gonna try to get voted for mayor. And wearing the dirtiest long johns of all time.
This is definitely in the running for dirtiest long johns of all time.
Like, what is? Oh my god! Even him going down there eating the fish, and everyone just like turning the other way. Like, all right,
what a line there!
I'd like to fill her void.
Fill her void.
What a tremendous line, but you know,
that's Penguin though. He's a sleazeball. I like the Penguin like that. You should be creeped out by him in every facet.
I'd like to fill her void. I can't believe they put that in this movie.
That is something, yeah.
Stop global warming, start global cooling. Great line.
They really hammer home like the don't judge a book by its cover with him in this movie, right? Like in most movies, I feel like they just see him and he's a villain instantly in these movies, like in the newer times. Where this one, he's fucking a guy's mayoral candidate right off the bat. Craziness.
Fun fact for you, Clem Dog. I've got an acoustic guitar that is made by Gretsch, and it is the Penguin model. There's actually a little illustration of a penguin on the pick guard, and people, musicians, a lot of the time who buy guitars tend to give their guitars a name. I don't know. It makes us feel better about something. And my guitar's named Oswald for that reason.
I love the Foxes, man. God bless you guys, man.
You see, I've always had a how do we make this cool mentality, but Robbie actually said how do we make this cool and how do I make making it cool a career? And he did.
Got away. Got onto a golf podcast and then figured it out from there.
I didn't know you could make making it cool a job. And he's like, not only can you do it, but you can get a weed company to sponsor it.
Yeah, shout out to Richie.
By the way, unlimited poontang, that completely went over my head the first viewing. I'll admit that.
I'm telling you, man, there's really sexual in the dialogue on this one.
By the way, these are great looking explosions.
Yeah.
Those RPG shots in the windows. Practical effects, man.
And this is everything you see is in a backlot somewhere.
Yeah. They're not even outdoors.
And again, this captures the vibe of like New York City, those like electronic stores and stuff like that. Like that's exactly what they feel like look like. Yeah.
It's dark.
You never know when a guy's just going to come and tap you on the shoulder and then run through a bunch of traffic. And again, Bob, I thought you should have taken the camera out. That's a content opportunity first and foremost, but that'll shake you up.
Yeah, I was too rattled. I love that pan down to the dog.
I thought this was very cool as a kid. I wanted something that I could program to, into multiple assailants.
That's one of the main highlights of the CGI technology used in this, the IMDb said. That and the shield around the Batmobile.
That cost $5 million for that shot to make.
So check this out. Speaking of murderous Batman, this is a classic Batman murder. Well, I guess not yet. Coming up.
They put this cat head on one of the creepy toys that Jack delivers at the end of Nightmare Before Christmas when he's pretending to be Santa.
Oh,
little
you've
homage.
Been watching that, yeah.
And there's a little duck that looks like the duck the Penguin rides too in that. Here it is, the whip.
Yeah, here's the whip scene that Michelle Pfeiffer did in one take. Really hitting those.
think I almost blogged this once upon a time when I found out about it because I was just so fucking amazed by it.
Tell you what, one of us is gonna have to blog it when we blog this podcast
Yeah,
because
yeah.
that's an easy headline. That's an
Yep.
easy blog right there.
Mm-hmm. You're right. You're right. Oh, show it off with the
Yeah,
jump
the
rope.
jump rope. By the way, shout out Joey Langone, cracked me up, friend of the pod, because he posted his daughter. He took her to like Dave and Buster's, and they have that jump rope game, and it was on the demo mode. And he said she stood there for like 20 minutes thinking she was playing. He was like, it was the easiest time occupier without me spending any money.
We gave AJ the old fake controller that's not plugged in, and he was like playing with us like 6 months ago. It was the best thing in the world. But now he's smart enough to know when the controller isn't plugged in, so it sucks because he just ruins every game. He's 3.5 years old. He doesn't know what he's doing. But when your kids don't know what's going on, they think they're playing a video game. It's the absolute best.
Looked like maybe some frame removing there, the way they
That was
turned it.
weird,
But
right?
yeah, here we go. Murderous Batman. Why don't I strap a bomb to your chest and punch you down a hole?
That'll do it.
That'll do it.
Honestly, like if you see the bodies at the end of like a night when this stuff happens, they're like, was this Batman or the Penguin's villains that did this shit? Because it's some fucked up stuff, man.
Maybe Batman was just so dark, he's framing his villains for murder, extra murder, to justify it.
7 life sentences.
Oh, by the way, Mike, you sent me a funny text the other day that I wanted to bring up. It's being reported right now that The Batman, the new Pattinson movie, it is confirmed that it's being test screened for audiences, but it's being reported that they're showing 2 separate versions of the movie. One with one character included, one with one character not included. The rumors that maybe it's the Joker, maybe they're seeing how audiences would react to a new Joker in a movie. They're setting themselves up for release the blank cut again and again and again. Whatever version of the movie they put out, people are going to say, we want to see the other version.
And you can see it as long as you bump up to a premium subscription of HBO. And it'll be there for you to watch. I mean, it's a great business model.
By the way, big face-off here. We get all 3 characters in the same place at the same time for the first time.
Yeah,
it's funny that they're doing Penguin and Catwoman again.
I was thinking that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Riddler. At what point is it like, do we just throw too many villains in movies nowadays?
Maybe Joker too. Although, if the rumors are correct, and this is, it's the long Halloween of Batman movies, fair enough.
Okay,
That's what the rumor, because it was originally supposed to be released in October. And that's what Matt Reeves said he's taken the most inspiration from. He said it's a mix of Year One and the Long Halloween. Which, in I think both mine and Mike's opinion, is like the best Batman comic.
That's number 1, right? Yeah, I feel like I remember you saying that.
What, Long Halloween?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely my favorite. And they actually did it well as an animated. They did a
two-parter. I haven't watched it yet. I gotta.
A lot of the animated movies are very hit and miss in terms of how they honor these classic graphic novels. That I was hopeful, and I think they delivered with the Long Halloween ones.
Definitely a recommendation. If you're looking to get into comics, that could be like, I could see that being your first comic and that really getting you into it.
By the way, that line Penguin delivered, I saw her first, gotta fly. I thought that was the coolest thing anybody could have ever said in that moment there. It was just, I don't know why it hit me the way it did, but I'm just like, what a cool villain. He's like, I saw her first, gotta fly. And I couldn't wait for the VHS tape to come out so that I could watch it and hear it again. And I got that VHS tape on Halloween, funny enough.
Interesting that we talked about that.
And can we watch it? Can we watch it? And Mom and Dad were like, after trick-or-treating, all right, let's go out. Let's get some trick-or-treating done. After we get home, you can watch your movie. So I go out, we trick-or-treat, we come back, and Aunt Dorothy was with us. Shout out Aunt Dorothy. She says, Michael, come here. Can I look at you? and on the back of my neck, I had a tick.
Oh,
Some point, in trick or treating, I don't know how it happened. A tick got in the back of my neck. They couldn't get it out. It had embedded itself deep enough and strong enough where they could not remove it. Have to go to the emergency room on Halloween night to have it removed. Now, when you're 6 and you have to go to the emergency room to have a bug removed, you're fucked up. You're terrified. And I'm in a bed in the emergency room with like just the curtains drawn, just waiting there. Like, are they going to cut my neck off? Are they going to, is there going to be a needle involved, a shot? I don't want nothing to do with this, man. And because it's Halloween night, emergency room doctors are dressed up. The curtain flies open, and I got a doctor who's got clown paint and a rainbow wig on. And he's coming at me with the biggest pair of tweezers you've ever fucking seen. And I can't believe I'm not scarred like clown phobia for that.
Yeah, really.
But all I kept thinking was, every minute that we wait here is a minute closer to not being allowed to stay up to watch Batman Returns on VHS. But I toughed it out in the ER, I guess. So they let me watch when I got home. And they got to I Saw Her First, I Want to Fly. And I was
yeah, like a Leo point at the screen.
That could have been like the origin story for like Tickman, right? Like Batman, Penguin, Catwoman, like Tickman. Like he had to go on Halloween. He wanted to watch his movie.
Gets bitten on Halloween, and his costume sticks to him.
Yeah, a sadistic clown doctor fucks up.
There was that Goosebumps where the mask stays on the girl's face. That always creeped me out.
Oh, Goosebumps, yeah, that's some shit.
We got another sexually inappropriate moment here. We got Unsafe Touch coming up.
There was even one kind of sexual moment while we were talking about the tick, where Catwoman like runs her hand down Batman's chest, goes to his abs, keeps going lower, and she goes, "Oh, there you are," and then she like punches him, and then Batman just fucking backhands that bitch off the building. Very funny. Batman don't play no games with Catwoman, with Poison Ivy.
No,
you hit him, he's hitting you.
Ass whoop.
Yeah.
Non-discriminate.
No. Batman is for equality.
He's like, you want to be equals? Now you're equals.
Yeah, Batman, boom.
He's like, listen,
he's like, you're lucky I didn't drop a pipe bomb to you.
I was gonna say, Batman would never put a bomb to a woman's chest. He has standards here. He's a decent guy.
Whosever idea it was to vacuum seal her into that suit, good call.
She made a lot of boys into men.
Yep. Wasn't there K Marco? Wasn't Catwoman? There was, I remember on KFC radio, Catwoman might have been like the one who turned on the light or something. I remember he was like severely attracted to Michelle Pfeiffer and Catwoman. I can't remember the exact story.
The Catwoman at the end of the movie, post suit getting kind of fried up, her hair's all crazy. I'm a big fan of that Catwoman.
Lube, he's got lube.
Hey man, I can't kink shame the guy who grew up in the fucking gutter with penguins. How does he know about lube? No.
Yeah. How does he know about that? I'm surprised he doesn't have blubber.
Those fucking king penguins, man, they'd be fucking down there. He's like, how do I get this kind of thing?
Yeah, true. All the penguins were fucking on set. We're showing him a thing or two. Oh, they got the Batmobile blueprints.
How'd they get that?
Fucking stole it from.
Oh, the town of the records? No, that wouldn't be in the Hall of Records, right?
It'd be silly if they put it in the Hall of Records.
That would be pretty stupid. It's right here at Bruce Manor. You can find the Batmobile at any time. That's where the registration is for the car.
This was a kind of a wholesome fact in my list of facts. In an interview for television, Stan Winston told a little anecdote about how his crew were collecting the mechanical penguins after a day's shoot, because there was mixed in mechanical penguins, and found one of the live penguins snuggled up asleep against the mechanical one. Just an adorable story for you.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Happy holidays, yeah.
This whole thing where they put the parakeet in the room, it's like they just did it for this scene. You kind of had to wedge it in there. I understand what they're doing, but come on.
And how about this? Real bird. They had bird puppets on set, but Pfeiffer thought they all looked too fake. She put a real bird in her mouth.
That was like the 12th bird cage Tim Burton looked at every time. He's like, it's not big enough. It's not dark enough.
It's not twisted enough. Doesn't reach my vision.
I want to be able to imagine Johnny Depp in there.
Robbie, how about the fact that we work for a company that has a birdcage that can
human-sized
fit
birdcage.
a human side of it?
That was what a bust.
The
I
early
really
days
thought
of
that was
our
going to be
school in New
something.
York.
Yeah.
Crazy shit, man. Yeah, me too.
I mean, in fairness, like I'm glad it wasn't what it was intended to be, and that it was just going to be like whenever Dave got mad at Nate, he was going to lock him in a cage, which he can't do that. You know, he can't do that to the Nate dog.
Crazy shit, man. This fucking company work at this fucking circus.
You know, the look of this penguin hideout or lair, what have you. You know, it reminds me of the movie Sleepy Hollow. Like, you know, Gotham started to look a little Edward Scissorhandsy, but like even there, I see some Sleepy Hollow with this one. You know, Burton's movies really started to like look like they were all in the same universe at a certain point.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, guys. Her licking herself kind of did something to me right there. There's something I just felt in my soul.
That's totally sexual.
Yeah,
that's
okay.
A gift that you see all the time.
I didn't realize I kind of dig it. I really dig it now. That
all right.
His hideout reminds me of his hideout reminds me of the Toys in the Attic cover.
Wow,
I don't know why that's what comes to mind.
Good
for me.
Call. I see that.
It is kind of an attic, I guess. Christmas, shout out Christmas.
Look at this, comparing some fucking nice threads here. These two, a little thread off going on.
I'm just happy to see them not walking in front of that movie theater like they did 25 times.
Yeah.
Pick a new spot, Bruce. This is a bad spot for you. Why do you keep doing that?
Batman blows it. Brutal.
Me, ouch. It's a catastrophe. Oh, they even got the New York paper headline.
I know the New York media is brutal. Just like they are for Knicks and Rangers, they are for superheroes. Robin was actually intended to be introduced in this movie.
Really?
They wanted to do it in Tim Burton's eventual 3, which never happened as well. It's going to be Marlon Wayans. Controversial casting. Eventually got cut from the script. But they did some designs of the costume that eventually made it to toys. So, like, there is a Batman Returns Robin, which is Tim Drake, and it's the fucking Robin toy we had growing up. I looked it up today, and I was like, oh, shit, this is the Robin toy that we played with growing up. So I'm sure that was part of your Christmas that year, Mike. Tim Drake also my personal favorite Robin. I think they made him bi this year, or they made him gay. They made him a different sexual orientation this year. I'm cool with it. I don't give a fuck. There's 10 Robins.
Yeah, I mean, you're out saving the city. You go,
suck as much dick as you want.
Yeah, go celebrate with some dick. Yeah. It's all good.
If if we're playing the odds at this point, there's 17 Robins. One of them's bound to be gay.
It's just math.
I even love all of the red and white tent vibes. You saw them in the opening scene with the tree lighting, like the circusy that is so Tim Burton to me. Like he just made Dumbo, which another Danny DeVito. I think they said that was Danny DeVito and Michael Keaton's first movie together since this. Or was Keaton in that? Or was it just Danny DeVito and Tim Burton's first movie in a while?
Dumbo?
Yeah.
Let's see it.
I heard it wasn't great.
Danny DeVito got a painting from Tim Burton. Tim Burton did a painting of like a little baby penguin.
Can you find a picture of this online?
I don't know. See if it's a creep show, man. It's like a little baby penguin sitting in front of that red and white like circus tent.
Is he a good painter, or is it like, oh, this might be it? Is this it?
Yeah, that's it.
Very weird.
Pretty cool. I mean, it's way stylized. It's way Burton.
It says, my name is Jimmy, but my friends call me the hideous penguin boy. Here's some Tim Burton penguin art.
Nailed it.
All the penguins around him,
Yeah.
yeah. What a mind that guy has. What a fucked up mind.
Yeah. In a
Grateful
good way.
for it, though.
Yeah, in a good way.
Yeah. Just rewatched The Corpse Bride for the first time in a long time this Halloween season. That's a great underrated Tim Burton movie.
You know, this vibe sort of is like precursor, sort of feels like Nightmare Before Christmas with all this goth darkness, you know, with Christmas time, you know, and the juxtaposition of that.
Even the big cat heads, the big skeleton head motorcycle people.
Right.
By the way, this scene, they basically have a similar scene in Dark Knight Rises with him and Talia al Ghul, like sitting in front of the fireplace at Wayne Manor because all the power's been shut off. It's shot like the exact same way.
And shout out to you see this fucking fire that Alfred built? It is a goddamn roaring right now.
In a tuxedo, no less.
Mama Fox has a fireplace, and I know from firsthand experience, it's not easy to get a good fire going like that.
No, is Solo Stove a advertiser on today's pod?
No.
All right, solostove.com/podfathers, $10 off. It's the fucking best fire pit of all goddamn time.
Oh, wow.
And I don't even know, like, there's no other way to describe it other than Large and I. We say it's like Stark Tech. It's nothing like crazy built in terms of electronics, but it like does something with like the way the air goes, where a dumb idiot like me could just throw some wood in a fire, light it up with a little bit of, you know, sticks underneath, and it starts roaring. And then it just, there's nothing but ash. There's easy cleanup. So little free plug here, but it's honestly like, I know how hard it is to light a fire, and this thing makes it easy. I can't fucking believe it. So unless you're Alfred, who, I mean, he probably like, that's like third week of Butler school, you learn how to make a good fire.
Yeah, that's early. And he's from England. I feel like that adds to it. People from England know how to do that shit.
By the way, Commissioner Gordon just totally changed his tune immediately. He finds the Boomerang, you know, and
turned on Batman like that.
Christmas tree girl, and you know, right on TV, Batman's an enemy. It's like, don't you think maybe you throw up the signal, get him to meet you, be like, hey, what am I supposed to do about this? What's going on here?
Give me a call first before you cock block me.
Hey, Gordon, when I fucking kill a guy, you find him in like pieces. You don't find just a little battering in his fucking heart.
Commissioner Gordon, now working for Business Insider? The fuck?
Oh.
It's a hit piece on Batman.
If you get stuff on your white gloves as a butler, you have to change them immediately, right?
Yeah.
I think that's standard protocol. I think that's day one butler.
Yeah. And
he probably has extra gloves like in the pocket, so he's not even seen with his pair of dirty white gloves.
Do you they have to be thrown out too? I feel like you've like soiled the job if you even watch them.
Yeah.
Even though, you know, it's
right in that humongous fire he built.
Yeah. Exactly.
Toss him in there. By the way, speaking of ads, I am going to hit us with a quick ad break before we get into the big action of this movie and the big kind of finale. It's our friends at Bear Bottom. They're sponsoring the pod. I feel like Bear Bottom, I could be wrong. Do they have a fucking penguin? No, it's a bear as their logo. I'm an idiot. But our friends at Bear Bottom have some of the most versatile, made-to-last, most comfortable menswear around. You see Batman putting on his bat suit right now, 55 pounds. It would not be 55 pounds if he got it at Bear Bottom. Stretches with your body and your schedule. So if you are having to fight crime at night, you are able to do that as well. And you could snag their highly rated joggers, their shorts, and their briefs at big discounts for a limited time. Everything is built for value. You could get 10% off your first order by going to bearbottomclothing.com/basement. That's bear, like the animal, BEAR, bottomclothing.com/basement. 10% off. I recommend the joggers and the hoodies. You could get them as a set. I always joke because I always wear the joggers on the same day that Tommy Smokes wears the hoodie. And I'm like, oh, we could make one full jumpsuit. But they're my recommended thing. The joggers are the best. By the way, that other shot was the other CGI shot. The Batmobile shielding up. Which is so cool for the Batmobile to be able to do that. Like, Batman could fucking leave it there, shield up, and then come back to it when he needs to. Love
Good timing by the end, though, too, Bob. I mean, Catwoman's getting dressed, Batman's getting dressed, and then, like, Bear Bottom Man gets dressed, and he just fucking, the bear just claws through everybody because he's
yeah. By the way, there's a great episode of the 1966 Batman. I believe it's one of the first, might be the second episode ever, where you see the Batmobile's self-defense system. and the Riddler tries to steal it. And what he had in 66 was just fireworks that would shoot out the top of it. Just a giant fireworks display to show, like, this is our car alarm. Somebody's trying to steal the Batmobile. It's good stuff. The Riddler had to flee.
Batmobile lost its wheel and Joker got away. A little Christmas for you.
Oh, Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 12 action there.
By the way, this is going to come out after. So if you're listening to this, I have an interview with Freddie Prinze Jr. out now that I did like yesterday as we're recording this, or today as we're recording this, yesterday as it comes out. And he compared Stone Cold Steve Austin and Darth Maul. And it actually made a little bit of sense. So if that interests you, if you're a nerd who also likes wrestling, this is the interview for you. He also said, I'm like a young him. He said, oh my God, I'm going to start listening to your show because you're just like a young me. I would love for more people to say that about me. You're like a young Freddie Prinze Jr. This is a great fight scene. Headbutts, backflips, high spots, hostages, whips. Everything you want in a Batman versus Catwoman fight scene.
Snow Princess, whatever she's called.
Yeah. Total Christmas vibe again. She's like a Christmas pageant girl.
You know, if you're a henchman, you got to learn how to do a lot of shit you probably never thought you'd have to learn. Like, you need to be able to throw a parade where you're throwing money out into the crowd. You need to know how to hotwire a one-of-a-kind assault vehicle.
Ice Princess. That's her.
Is Michelle Pfeiffer everyone's favorite Catwoman, by the way? My favorite.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
Which, you know what? I don't want to jinx anything, but I think Zoe Kravitz has a shot of dethroning her. I like Zoe Kravitz a lot. She's great in Big Little Lies and High Fidelity, the TV show.
I don't know. Julie Newmar is like an all-time Hall of Fame hottie. And
What a
also,
bump
but
by that
Eartha
Ice
Kitt
Princess.
was very, Eartha Kitt had a very cool take on it, too.
I liked Eartha Kitt the most out of the 66 Catwomen.
She's the perfect
Catwomen.
voice.
That sounds weird. Batman shot. Got the wind knocked out of him there for sure.
It ramps up from 0 to 100 in this movie real quick.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're, let me see where we are in the thing so I could update everyone. We're about 1:19:10 in. Nice 2-hour movie. Not too long. And this one doesn't drag at all. Like, every scene feels like it's, you need it there.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe some of the stuff with Walken in the beginning, but like I said, I like all that Walken stuff. We were talking about it before.
I feel like growing up, mistletoe was a big thing. Like kissing under
Iconic.
the mistletoe. And now, no one really talks about mistletoe. Ooh,
No, mistletoe's extinct.
it's dead.
Mistletoe goes against the entire, current
Yeah, consent. Yeah.
consent climate,
It's a great point. That's a great point. The mistletoe industry is fucking muerte.
Canceled.
Yeah, canceled. They canceled an industry. Yeah.
Ripped the fucking trees out of the ground.
Oh yeah, there must have been some serious problematic shit as I think back about people with the mistletoe like company parties back in the day. Yep, this makes sense.
The claws, the Catwoman claws that stick into you, fucking good weapon. Creepy. When he pulls that one out of his skin before. Also, you gotta love the Batman that could glide.
I feel like that was maybe suggested by a toy company.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
That's Kenner money talking right there.
I'd like to see. I'd be surprised if they did it because it's supposed to be like Pattinson's early in his Batman career. I don't know if he has the tech, but I'd love to see him do a little fucking glide. It reminds me of playing like the Arkham games, Arkham City. One of the best Batman like interpretations is the Arkham games Batman.
Yeah.
Christmas gift pack. Fuck you if you don't think this is a Christmas movie.
Touch it a bubbly, little Jericho.
It is Jericho. Wow, I wonder if he got it from there. whether subconsciously or not.
Let's consummate our fiendish union. Always looking to seal the deal, man.
Yeah, he's a pervert. That's a great word for him. Penguin's a little pervert.
The perv, big time pervert.
A dry martini. Believe that's the largest drink of choice.
I was gonna say it's a little large, which
You lousy minx.
Large has definitely said the word minx in the last 24 hours. As well.
Yeah, that's a large word.
The P word has been probably thrown around with large. Let's call it a spade a spade. He's probably been called the P word one or more times in his life.
What a slick move. You're out of here.
Yeah.
Yep.
See ya.
I bet bouncers wish they could do that. Just strap somebody to an umbrella that will make them fly away.
Oh my God.
Bitches just keep falling in this movie. Fucking Gravity, man. Gravity is the big real villain of this movie.
That's such a great Catwoman look to me when her hair's like busting out of the suit a little bit and stuff. It reminds me of a comic book.
Those are always my favorite comic shots. Is when it's usually a hero where it's like they're fucking all beat up and parts of their like hair or like muscles or like even bones are like ripping through the outfit. And you're like, all right.
The coolest Spider-Man looks are always when his suit's torn to pieces. Yep. Like when Spider-Man 2, when he's at the end of his fight with Doc Ock and his mask is like half off. Even I think of like Rey Mysterio when he gets into a crazy match and the person tries to rip half the mask off. It always looks cool for some reason.
Yep. By the way, I mean, we're recording this Tuesday night, December 14th. We're in fucking spoiler high alert right now, Robbie.
Oh, I know. I'm completely unspoiled so far. I mean, everyone has been good.
Shady McCoy says he's going to see it with his son. He put the fucking the disclaimer out there right now.
Did he really?
Yeah, he tweeted out. He goes, just so everyone knows, I'm like seeing the movie with my son tonight or something. So like, don't get mad at me at what happens.
We got to block him.
I already blocked him. I blocked him live on one of our podcasts. I was like, I'm blocking him right now.
Oh, you know what? Speaking of blocking him live on the podcast, I'll block him.
All right.
Mike, do you remember that? Shady McCoy?
Yeah.
Leon Shady McCoy. Yeah, he said, listen, me and my son are going to see Spider-Man. Heads up, you know how we do. # warned you. And then he tweeted again, just joking, don't kill me. Guess what? You don't joke about that stuff, Shady. Blocked. Not a joking matter. But I did see it's got like, I think it's got, as of this recording, like 52 or something reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, 100%.
All right. We're in a good spot.
I didn't read any of them. I always thought the buttons on the Batmobile, and similarly, and it's not related, but these are just the two things I thought were the coolest. The buttons on the Batmobile and the buttons on Anakin's pod racer. So he's like, those are the coolest buttons. I just want to press those buttons.
You're a button guy.
I'm a button guy.
Button guy.
Great shot of Batmobile destroying all these cars. Wonder how they did that.
Do you think that it's like a premium, like Batman insurance, basically? Like if you're in Gotham, it's like your shit. There's like like you have to pay a little extra because there's a chance Batman's just going to ruin your shit, or a villain. Obviously, we've talked about that a lot with Marvel.
That's a great shot of him on the little Batman toy.
Old school cop cars too. Old school cop cars.
Yeah, that's more of the stuff we talked about in the first Batman commentary, where Gotham is like half 40s, half 90s, half 70s. It's cool. It's unique. It feels like another world, which it should. It's DC. It's not Marvel. It's not New York.
I dig it.
It's a little twist on New York.
And it all smells bad. No matter what era it is, it smells bad.
Streets always look wet. There's always steam coming from every hole and crevice.
The old lady.
Yeah. I do miss our Ed Koch looking mayor, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I do miss Billy D. I thought Billy D would have been good to bring back Harvey Dent in this one. And I think they might have planned to
I read that. Yeah, they planned to initially. A little bit
more. Who's this penguin guy, Chewbacca?
This is, by the way, another fun fact. This is the only live-action Batman movie made by Tim Burton or Joel Schumacher, so not counting the Nolan ones, to not feature flashbacks of a young Bruce Wayne, which you don't need. I hope they don't show us the fucking Waynes die in the Pattinson movie.
Yeah, the Waynes and Uncle Ben. I can't watch you die anymore, guys. That's been too much.
I'm going to go on the record right now where I kind of hope we get all the Uncle Bens dying in the new Spider-Man. We're going to relive all three of them dying.
I love the Batmobile kind of turning into a motorcycle there too. It's the Batpod before the Batpod. That, motorcycle walked so the Batpod could run.
All this political strife is like way too real for me after the last couple of years, man. I'm like, fuck, this sucks.
It's like a city being like, we need someone that's like not a politician in there. It's like, oh no, this is too real. This is too
real. Call the mayor, count the votes. Like, what?
Ropey too,
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of it. The movie's aged very well. All of it.
Yeah. Christmas movie too.
Can't get this guy a couple phone books or a milk crate to stand on or something.
Yeah, really. All those mics are way too high for him.
They had the Gotham phone books in the the political office. Yeah, they that's definitely a big part of this movie that I never noticed before.
Alfred bringing up security now. Look out.
Yeah.
Who's talking about security? Turn around rails in the Batcave, pricko. What happened there?
I love that callback.
A great, little response to the critics of that scene.
I also always love the fact that he, secret Batcave entrance by reaching into the fish tank and pulling a little lever on the house there.
Who would ever think of that?
Kids love, man. Kids are like, I want that. I want to do that.
I remember thinking it was even cooler that the Batcave in the fish tank had the lights go on.
I hate to be like the old guy in this, but Mike, I know you can back me up. All I could think about is I'm like, how many kids probably reach in their fish tank after seeing this movie and probably like fucking murdered their fish, trying to unlock the secret. Yeah, that was probably a problem.
This one.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, I remember that was the thing with Nemo. Is a lot of people bought like clownfish after finding Nemo, and they put it in like freshwater tanks, not knowing it was like a saltwater fish and needed like all the things you have to do. So,
and aquarium stores and fish tank stores, they probably fucking knew what was happening and sold them these clownfish anyway.
Yeah,
100%.
This fun fact I thought was very interesting. The film's sole full theatrical trailer debuted in front of Wayne's World in February of '92. It was attached to other releases later, like home video releases you could see the original trailer on, but Wayne's World was the only movie in theaters where you could see this as the trailer to it. Kind of strange, but sign of the times. 2 great movies in '92. Also, I love that Batman has his own like CD DVD player.
Yes.
And at what point in Butler School do you learn hijacking a live PA audio feed?
Yeah, he really is a Renaissance man. He's like all biz Pete, like just in his back pocket.
That's definitely like the modern Butler. Like that's like grad school, but like you have to go back at some point to like freshen up on the new challenges.
Yeah, Bruce goes to him. He's like, Al, he's gonna be saying stuff, but I don't want them hearing what he's saying. Hearing what I recorded. And he's like, no problems.
Bruce hits a little scratch on the disc too, like he's a DJ.
Those are Bruce's thinking glasses too. It's like, oh, he's getting into the hacking now.
Everyone's just walking off.
I tried, Oswald. You blew it.
Gave him the Jordan shrug.
Yeah. By the way, I read that
he got pelted by a tomato there.
Yeah, one of these people throwing lettuce and tomatoes is Danny Elfman.
Oh, really?
You don't get to see. They don't really show, but
they wanted to put a stand-in for DeVito, and he refused. He said, "No, I'll take it."
Respect. He doesn't need
Yeah.
to do that. He's still eating off that Twins money at that point, and he fucking does. Now, do you think that they all bring the vegetables with them in case they don't like the guy, or do you think there's someone there that's like, hey, veggies here if you want to throw at the guy, $5 for $1 or something?
I think it's the latter. I think
Yeah.
there's probably you see at concerts. We went to a concert in Central Park, and there were guys that made their own like margaritas, and they were selling $5 margaritas. They were making a fucking fortune on this line. I bet it was a guy that brought his own tomatoes like that.
We need to bring back like throwing tomatoes at people is an acceptable thing.
Yeah.
I think that's like that'll stop people from saying stupid ass shit in public.
The Island Boys, when they were at that club,
exactly.
the Island Boys, they should have got tomatoes thrown at them.
At this rate, if you go viral, it's like a good thing. Even if it's like bad viral, it's still good. But if you get it with tomatoes, that's never
Actually, I'm gonna rescind my statement because we have punk shows, and I want to take any chance of tomatoes being thrown away.
True. Fair point.
I always loved the penguin boat. That was one of the pieces in the board game, and I always thought that was cool.
And I had a toy. One of the toys I got was like a Hot Wheels track. It was like a racing track where in one starting gate was a little Hot Wheels Batmobile, and in another little starting gate was that duck. And
such vague memories of this.
You press the buttons at the same time to see which one could race. It was like a Y-shaped track, and whichever one made it to the center first would always win. But the duck was so heavy that it would never, ever win. So
they rigged it so Batman could win every time.
To be the Batmobile, yeah.
By the way, it kind of is like Frank Reynolds, where he's like, and then I just started blasting. Like he got hit by like 3 tomatoes, and he just started lighting
open fire
up with his umbrella.
On the media. Yeah, he's like, "Fuck it."
That was outrageous.
Short temper, and you put an umbrella gun in a maniac's hand, he's gonna use it.
Who got him those gloves that fit his weird flipper hands? They're like perfectly sized.
I know. Yeah. He's got to know a guy. I see Hasbulla puts Instagram ads up for the people that custom make his clothes. I bet the Penguin's got the same guy.
Maybe Max Shrek had to take care of it for him. He's got flippers, not fingers. Gloves, black leather.
This is when you know a villain's losing it. He starts shooting his own inner circle.
His own guys.
Yeah, not good. Like that's our guy Joker. It took a while before he started to really, go to the core guys. You know what I mean? It took him a little bit. He got rid of some of the guys. Those are guys.
Bob was around for a long time.
Yeah, exactly.
Rest in peace, Bob, greatest henchman of all time.
I hope Bruce never thought about killing Alfred.
No. Well, maybe when he took Vicky Vale down.
Vicky Vale was standing behind
he thought about it.
He was thinking, I'm going to have to do something about this. I might have 2 bodies to dispose of tonight.
He's like, I'm the only one that sees this fucker. Little masquerade party, something that they would do once again in The Dark Knight Rises. Just a typical rich person thing, What's a good event we could place Bruce at? A gala, a masquerade ball, a charity event.
Trust fund goody good.
Yawn.
Very Madonna-esque song here, but it's not. I believe it's Susie and the Banshees.
Huh.
I think Madonna might have actually turned down the Catwoman role.
Oh, I could see that.
I feel like that might be right. I feel like I heard that because you're getting Madonna vibes of Pfeiffer here, right?
Oh yeah.
Definitely. To be honest, she probably turned it down to be in A League of Your Own. If Gina Davis turned it down, Madonna turned it down too because she was in A League of Your Own.
Yeah.
Also.
Rosie O'Donnell turned down a role. Everyone turned down a role in this.
Yeah, October of this year.
Marla Hooch
when the story was out. It looks like.
The Hooch.
Madonna says she regrets turning it down. The Catwoman role.
She was like the 4th lead of that movie. She's damn near Betty Spaghetti.
On that one.
Yeah, I love A League of Their Own. We might do A League of Their Own.
Such a great movie. Yeah. Shout out Tom Hanks, July 9th.
Jimmy Dugan, avoid the clap.
Also, shout out Megan O'Leary, friend of the podcast. Her far and away favorite movie of all time. She raves about that movie on Instagram all the time, like I talk about Oasis.
It's a great one.
Movie.
Yeah.
It's a rewatch. You can watch it once a year, and it's
Totally.
just good
And
every
it's on
time.
TV often too. You could catch it on TV often. You put it on the end. Always a good time.
Speaking of watch once a year, this is definitely a movie I watch once a year, right around this time. Rob, I know you're the same. Clem Dog, welcome to the foxhole, brother.
Yeah, I'm in it now. I'm in the win. And she is getting, she's not hiding anything. Get into that California King, take our costumes off. Like, she's on the prowl. The cat is on the prowl right now, fellas.
Yeah.
He's trying to, toe the waters, be like, you and Max, what's going on? No.
And that's such a vixen move, too. By the way, I've got a teeny little cute gun strapped to my thigh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Bruce's look when he first sees it, too. That startled look.
What movie is there they call a prostitute gun? I feel like it's Seth Rogen who said
Oh,
like
shit. Yeah.
gun or something like that.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's like, you gave me the hooker gun. I love Seth Rogen. My
Shout
brother's
out
not
Michelle
a big Seth
Pfeiffer
Rogen guy.
doing a bang up job being hot and a little cuckoo and a little. I think I want to take her home, and I think I might be afraid to because I might not wake up if I do.
The epitome of a crazy hot girl in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
all time crazy hot.
Mistletoe.
All right, Red in Pineapple Express. I used to use this little gun when I was a prostitute. I was watching Scarface the other day. I think I just looked up the montage of Take It to the Limit when, everything's coming up Tony, they get married, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, Pfeiffer, man, she had the fucking fastball humming back then. And this is a different Pfeiffer, but fall in love with Michelle Pfeiffer all over again for the first time, I think, ever, to be honest with you, man. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah,
shout out to the stuntman on that scene.
Jesus, yeah.
Big stunt, yeah.
Huge. Also, I'll admit this classic movie I've never seen, Scarface. Didn't know Michelle Pfeiffer was in that.
Gotta get on Scarface, my brother.
Yep. Now, this is the thing, Robbie. You have to pump your brakes. If you watch Cribs in like the 90s into the 2000s, you'd think it's the greatest movie because everyone had it in their fucking like movie man cave or whatever the fuck. It's like a fine movie, but it kind of like they lumped it in with The Godfather and stuff like that. I think it got a little above its britches in everyone's minds there back in the 90s. It was a big deal back then. Still a fun movie, though. You should definitely check it out. The Warriors, too. That's on the list, right?
Yeah, it's on the list. Got to watch that.
Like, oh, thank God we didn't make this guy mayor. He's already
yeah. You know, all of the people with their penguin fucking for mayor bumper stickers are scratching them off in the winter. Like, oh, shit, I can't have someone see this. Taking picket signs off their lawn. This is another very typical Batman villain thing. The Joker does it in The Dark Knight when he interrupts their gala.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When's the party going to be? Okay. Make sure I can interrupt it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You see it in the animated series decent amount, too.
You think they learn at some point, like, don't go to a fucking, if you don't want to die. I guess if you're rich, though, you don't care about that shit.
They got to schedule their parties to, like, to be in the New Jersey of wherever Gotham is.
Yeah.
You know, if Gotham's New York, put all your parties across the water in Jersey and Hoboken. Make sure the villains don't interrupt. It's like they don't have what is it when police say like we don't have legislation here or something?
Jurisdiction, right?
Yeah, jurisdiction. It's like villains don't have jurisdiction outside of Gotham.
Villains are lazy. Like, I'm not going to go across the river this time of night. No way. Yeah, you're right.
They're cheap on gas. They're like, are you fucking kidding me? And I got to pay for Ubers for all my fucking goons. They're going to expense those Ubers? No fucking way.
Tolls both ways.
The duck breaks down to the Holland Tunnel. Dock on the way through as they're merging down into one lane.
This guy's carrying fucking penguins with him.
Oh, look, the human-sized birdcage. It's like the penguin was Dave.
Dude, I wonder if Portnoy. I wonder if this was part of his like whole plan. As he saw this movie,
maybe it was like, even subconscious. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like we were watching Hawkeye. He's got his bag of trick arrows. The penguin's got a bag of trick umbrellas.
Yep.
I'd love to know the significance of the umbrella. Like, whoever created this character, did he just draw an umbrella in his hand?
It's a good, just because
Just something
penguins
to
get
hold?
wet. Like, is that? I don't know.
Because I mean, it goes hand in hand. It's iconic. It's just
Yeah, you think penguin, you think top hat, monocle, umbrella.
right. Gropey.
Yeah, he's a pervert. Yeah.
He's a pervert.
You know what would be a dope movie, to be honest, or a dope origin, was how this circus gang came to be. Was this guy the ringleader of a circus? And what happened? Did the circus go wrong somewhere? Were the Graysons, were the Flying Graysons involved somehow?
They should bring that into the Batman '89 comic series they're doing.
I've been reading that.
How is it? Good?
Yeah.
I appreciate the honesty, Mike. I appreciate the honesty.
I got to be honest. They drew Marlon Wayans in as Robin, and it don't work.
Oh, weird. By the way, this scene. So these are my final fun facts here. The monkey handing this note to Danny DeVito was something that took a long time because the monkey was so spooked by the makeup, and that handwriting right there is the handwriting of Bob Kane himself.
I'd like to have that note in a frame on the wall.
Yeah, that would be cool. And shout out Bill Finger because
John Peters has a whole room full of that, that cool shit.
Bro, did you hear that Bradley Cooper plays John Peters in that new Wes Anderson movie, Licorice Pizza?
No, but I immediately want to see it now.
Bro, Jeff showed me a clip from it of Bradley Cooper playing John Peters. I had tears coming down my face. I was laughing so hard. I haven't seen the movie yet. I have to see it just so I could see that scene. He said it's like he's in a small part of the movie, but it's supposedly a great movie regardless. Not surprising. Wes Anderson, great director, right?
By the way, if you are still listening, congratulations. We are almost at the end of a second Michael Keaton Batman movie, and you're listening to us just talk over it.
Yeah.
But if you're listening and you've never heard Kevin Smith tell a story about John Peters, see if you can go on YouTube and find Kevin Smith talking about working with John Peters.
Yeah, type in like the death of Superman Lives, his whole story about that, his whole story about Tim Burton. So it's the first evening of Kevin Smith DVD. If you could find that DVD, the entire thing is worth a watch. But these stories are all time, and especially in this nerd realm, if you're interested in this shit, so funny. There are those dirty ass long johns. They're even like extra stained in the ass, right in a crack. Just so gross.
They brought those long johns onto set for somebody to wear in like Deadwood. They'd be like, no, those are too dirty. We don't want them that dirty.
Yeah. Always thought this was the coolest thing too, like the bat skitter.
Kenner, once again, Kenner money stepping in. Having a say in what's going to happen.
What a good one. That's a good use of the license or whatever, Kenner. And I love the penguins with the fucking bomb strapped to them. As a penguin guy, I don't like it. But as a fan of metal, I love it.
See, like you wouldn't do this in New Jersey either, right? Like this only plays in God. Like you can't transporting the penguins to Jersey and then having them attack with rockets on their back. There's too many variables that could happen. So you kind of need to do it close to your lair, which obviously is going to be in the city. So
what a great lair overall too. Massive, just kind of like an indoor igloo under the sewers.
It's the one thing about zoos and aquariums that always bum me out is some stuff smells so bad.
Yeah.
Like, like the fish smell, or you go to a farm and like the cows just smells like shit. It's just the worst.
When we went to medieval times, like the first thing we saw was a horse shit. First horse that came out. I think it got a little like, whoa, I'm in front of a big crowd. I got to take a shit now. Which, hey, I feel you.
That was punk concert.
Yeah. I'm not shaming that horse. I've been there.
Mike, when's the last time you went to medieval times? You've been there recently?
I want to say maybe 3-4 years ago. Yeah.
Brought the kids?
Answer.
Yeah.
In Jersey or Michigan? Or it had to be Jersey. We're not
Jersey.
Michigan.
Yep. Hell yeah.
So you went to the same one we did. It was our first time ever there. Great time.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Second time, but
Lady Fox won
Queen of the tournament.
Queen of the tournament.
They gave her the little sash.
Robbie got cucked by a knight.
I jokingly call my wife wench sometimes when I would go get me something. I'll be like, go get me a Pepsi, wench. And she's as cool as the day is long, and she knows I'm an asshole, and she give me a smirk and a it's kind
And
of
a Pepsi.
and a Pepsi, exactly. And when we went to medieval times, they had a tank top that said wench on it, and I bought it for her. She refuses to wear it though. She'll give me a wink and a smile and a Pepsi, but she hasn't put the wench tank top on yet. And
she won't give you the satisfaction of wearing a wench tank top.
Yeah.
Look at Alf. Like, this is fucking.
This is masterful Alfred work. This is why we ride or die for Alfred.
Yeah. I love those statues too, where they're like pulling the levers or whatever the fuck's going on there. I dig those. Like, it's like the Guardian statues from Cleveland.
And they up the ante with all that. It's not the same production designer as the first one. The guy who did the first one was not available, so they did a pivot, and the guy worked on Edward Scissorhands with Burton, I believe, and that's why some of that zoo stuff gets real Scissorhands looking. But they up the ante with all this, like Russian looking, like and Greek god looking stuff all over Gotham, and then Schumacher takes it and he just ups it even more. And they just by the time we said this, on the first Bat Pod, by the time you're into the fourth one, everything had just been pushed way too far in that silly direction. But for a while, it's good. Until it's silly, it's good.
Would have been so interesting to see like movies that weren't made. Tim Burton's version of a Batman 3. They obviously tease a sequel at the end of this one in a little scene. But how dark was he going to take it? Was he going to take it darker than this one?
I often wonder, are we going to have the technology? Because they're already talking about technology with like face apps and face swaps and stuff where like they're putting James Dean in like a Vietnam movie.
Yeah, I heard that.
With permission. I wonder like 100 years from now, is there going to be technology where you watch Batman Forever, but you put the Tim Burton filter on it and you get to see what it would have been like?
I bet there fucking will be. Look at how video game mods work now. Like how people put different skins over. I've seen people put a different skin over like Skyrim, and they make it look like Star Wars. Medieval sword fights, they make it look like lightsaber battles. Like, shit, one day we might have, someone computer generates Tim Burton's Batman 3, and it's just like a fan film, but it's what they thought he would have wanted.
If you throw on Iron Man 3, but you put on the Chris Nolan filter, all of a sudden awesome. I think so.
It'll kill all the hashtag release the Snyder cuts. Like, we have that. It's like, just use the Snyder filter.
By the way, Penguin, maybe for the third time in this movie, maybe for the second, he did it right after he shot the media with like a fucking superfly splash, like crossbody. He nailed both of them.
Yeah.
Penguin is a big, like, I'm going to jump you from above guy.
Yeah.
Shout out from the top rope.
Shout out from the top rope. I was just with Jared for the first time in forever. It was nice to be together with him at a wrestling show again, and we were all the way out on Long Island, so it was much like the last wrestling show we went to, WrestleMania, where it just took us fucking forever to get there and forever to get back.
No villains out there, though.
No
super villains out on Long Island.
That's true.
Batman just like, this is Muhammad Ali in his prime. You ain't touching me.
Rope a Penguin.
Boom. Smack that full. I also like that, the Penguin's not really putting up a legitimate fight against our guy Batman here.
I saw an interview with a production guy who said the first thing he saw on the script was something like Gotham is coated in pristine white snow. And he's like, for most normal people, you're like, oh, that sounds real cool and real nice. He goes, but for a production guy like me, I read that and I'm like, oh my God.
He's like, how the fuck are we going to make that happen?
Yeah.
I could definitely see like there needs to be a monkey in this. Like, that is a must have, not a want. It's a need. Like, fuck. We have to get a monkey who obviously caused a lot of trouble on set.
Boom. Grappling hook on the ankle. You ain't escaping, Max. What a creepy shot of that clown that is.
Fucked.
That's some nightmare fuel.
That was the guy who removed the tick from my neck on Halloween.
It'll go full circle.
looking like the Nevermind baby in there. That's an all-time Catwoman look.
Mhm.
That's probably like a Hot Toys, one of those Hot Toys realistic
yeah.
looking figure dolls, right?
I bet they probably have like that
It's
head,
not, it
the
should
normal
be.
head.
My blood I gave at the office.
A die for a die.
Shawn Michaels,
What do you-
WrestleMania 12. The boyhood dream.
This is the true WrestleMania 12, yeah. Great final showdown here. Iconic scene.
Also, much like Access Chemicals in the first one, if you even bump into anything in like a plant or something, it just starts sparking and spewing like crazy.
Yeah. Sparks even like the big polar bear we watched just fall down. That didn't even look like it was in the ground. It looked like someone could have went like that and the polar bear tumbles over. I love that polar bear too.
Well, this is that weird moment where we see him for like
the makeup
half a second with no eye black coming up. And it looks so strange and you're like, what just happened? Why was that weird?
Yeah. Because they didn't want to show the eye black on Bruce with his face, which is weird because he would have looked cool with it.
Yeah.
As we see in the Battinson trailer, they show him a look of him with his face half painted and he looks like a fucking badass. There he is. Look at him. It's because he's got to rip it off, which you watch that and you're like, wait a minute. That's the armor he's working with? You can just rip it off? It's like a Hulk Hogan t-shirt. You're like, I think I watched him get shot in that before.
But how else can he get it off from under his chin? It goes all the way down to his shoulders.
He would have to take the whole cape off.
That's what he needs Alfred for.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Yeah. He gets home and he's like the kid from A Christmas Story where he's so bundled up that he needs his mom. Can't like look in a different direction.
The Joker, the Penguin, they have fucking all this bomb budget, these gun budgets, and it's just human hands is all you need to destroy Batman 2. It's crazy.
That Catwoman look is my favorite, where she's got like the no mask on. Just a cool. It's more of a Selena Kyle look than it is a Catwoman look, I guess.
I love that. Guys, I love when they just shoot. Just no fun with it. No monologues. Just start shooting.
That look at the gun is great too. Great performance. Shout out Christopher Walken. Oh, he's got no bullets left.
Sorry, Hans, no bullets.
No more table.
Another Christmas
Look at those
song.
Air Jordans.
I didn't quite understand how this worked as a child and even now.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
Well, she's got 2 lives left.
And they're triple kissing a little stun gun.
Electrocuting both of them, but she's got a life to give up. He doesn't. Yeah, not sure that's how that works in real life, but I wouldn't try it at home. You know.
Kids, don't try it at home.
No, don't lick a taser. By the way, there's a taser floating around the office, and I hate that. Every now and then, I'll just hear a taser go on, and someone laugh. Oh, look at that! I turned the taser on. We don't need that. We don't need that shit.
Is that the one from back in the day when Smitty got tased? Yeah,
it might be. Talk about creepy. That black shit pouring out. That Papa Shango shit.
Oh, Papa Shango.
I used to wonder if this could happen. I'm like, is that water so cold that like your innards just start spewing black shit?
You know, it would have been cool if they would have been able to make a real action figure. You know how the Jack Nicholson action figure, you could put it in the freezer with cold water and the face turns, whatever. If you could do it with the penguin and his mouth turns black like that. Oh my God, look at him all fried up.
I love that too. Pristine head of white hair. He's burnt to a crisp, but all the white hair survived.
Yeah. Perfectly campy. Perfectly Tim Burton.
Again, movie for kids.
Yeah. Yeah, really. Maybe they were right to be like, we're going to go in a different direction with Batman 3. I mean, they were kind of wrong. I like Batman Forever, but it would have been cool to see.
I will say though, like I imagine there were some kids that got these presents on Christmas morning and cried as they had PTSD of the movie they had just seen, right?
That's terrifying, right there.
Yeah.
Terrifying.
I bet.
Hey, what's with the black goo, by the way? Because I'm thinking of Pee-wee's Big Adventure in a pool. The gum, right?
Yes.
What the fuck? That fucked me up too.
I hate this.
You know, some creepy fucks got that version of Danny DeVito's penguin like tattooed on him.
Yeah,
coming on him.
That's a red flag.
Right above like a Michael Myers.
No, yeah, no offense to any basement listeners if you have the Danny DeVito penguin tattooed on you.
Yeah, let us see it.
Yeah. Send us pictures, but we think it's a red flag about your personality.
Unless you're a girl, then it's awesome because that's fucking crazy.
How are these penguins dragging him with like the edge of their flipper?
No, that looks messed up. Always sad though. This is the one scene where like I actually do feel bad for the penguins. They didn't choose that life.
How does nobody involved in the production of this movie watch this though? Go, well, hold on. What can we figure out a different way where he floats?
Wait, yeah. How the fuck are they dragging him? They could have all bent over maybe and like nuzzled him with the beak. That would have looked better.
That would have been good.
You put this movie on in 50 years, you put the Roadhouse filter over it and somebody kicks him.
Fancy car.
I love the Alfred car. I wonder if that's the same one from the first one. It looks like it. From the end of the first one when he's got like the champagne on ice.
Alfred wearing the top hat, I'd be like, still sus, Bob. I'm still not sure. He wasn't in the penguin here. Like, I'm telling you, I know the way my brain's working. It's not good.
And I love when you get the ambiguous ending for a movie like this.
Alfred's got to be in the car just think this fucking guy with dark alleys. What is it?
Yeah. He's like, Jesus Christ. Bruce again. I just want to get home. Alfred's sleep schedule must be a wreck.
Oh, God.
He's expected to clean Wayne Manor while Bruce sleeps? No way.
He definitely does sleep shifts like Frank the Tank. Like, there's no way. Yeah. He fucking just sleeps like a normal human being.
Somewhere in the Burton verse, Edward Scissorhands is on a rooftop making an ice sculpture of an angel right now. And that's what's falling down on Bruce Wayne here.
It's a good call.
I could see Batman owning a cat. Just a cat crawling around Wayne Manor. Him always thinking of the one that got away when he looks at it. Just part of his emo personality.
Yeah, and Alfred's looking at it like, yeah, who do you think's going to take care of this fucker?
He's like, are you kidding me? Look at that look. Who's buying a food for that?
You know what, though? Like, Alfred learns to love it because that ends up being like his only companion.
He's the dad who always denies it, and then he's in all the pictures with it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Wayne, if you don't think this is a Christmas movie. It's a Wonderful Life. It's like the most iconic Christmas movie of all time. It's got one scene at Christmas at the end. Come on, this is more of a Christmas movie than that.
And just like I like, Clem Dog, the end of a Batman movie, we start slowly scrolling up all the buildings here in Gotham.
Yep, it's beautiful. The true star of the show, some would say, Gotham City.
Yeah, it's like a character itself. The bat signal. And a sign that his work is never done. Mm-hmm. Always a villain out there for bats.
Great ending. Great final shot.
Great ending. And I love, like I said, the ambiguousness of it. Like, she's still out there. It's good shit.
Batman music playing in the background at the end. Okay. I didn't know if there was a Christmas carol at the end. I couldn't remember, or a Christmas song at the end. I couldn't remember that. No Santa Claus.
Just some Danny Elfman score. Yeah, true. No Santa.
There's no signs of Santa, which is fine. It's just I'm trying to think of like we have the tree. Yeah, definitely a Christmas movie. Definitely past the
Passing
snow.
out the presents. She steals from a present store. Project Consultant. Bob Kane. No Bill Finger.
I didn't mention this during the movie, actually, but I can mention it now. Mike, you have to defend yourself. I got a little heated a couple weeks ago in the basement. We were talking Hawkeye, we were talking Christmas movies, and Robbie's like, I've never seen Chris's National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. He's like, I don't, and I was like, how did your brother never show that to you? Like, that's kind of how you pass it down. He's like, I don't know. He's like, maybe he didn't like it. So, Mike, tell us, what are your thoughts on National Lampoon's? Because I didn't want to slander you without you having a chance to retort here.
I like Christmas Vacation. I don't really like any of the other vacations.
Okay.
So because you're not a Lampoon guy, that's probably why it never made it to me.
Yeah, maybe.
See, like for me,
I see bits and pieces on TV every year, just never the full thing.
It's just one of those Christmas time, like it's just in the fabric of like America. It's like it's just one of those movies. You got to do Home Alone. You got to do Elf. You got to do a lot of people like, It's a Wonderful Life.
Mm-hmm.
You got to do National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. It's just it's on that list.
I'll do it this year for the first time. I'll give a report on the basement. I'll see how it was.
Okay. And
I feel like it's weird hopping into the vacation world at 23 years old. I feel like I'm too late.
In at 23 years old, like a million years after it was made, where there's going to be things. But I would love to know if it still holds up, because that is, I mean, probably my number 2 Christmas movie, maybe 3. I don't remember where we ended up ranking it, but I was aghast that it had never got passed down to Robbie. I was shocked. I was appalled. But it sounds like you're there. It's not like you didn't. I thought there was a chance you might have like replaced it with like Batman Returns or some other different, non-traditional Christmas movies. But it's good to know that we're still on the same page here. It's just little Robbie was probably in his own watching the Star Wars holiday movie for 1,000 times instead of watching National Lampoon. Okay, that's fair. By the way, did you see that? Somebody was like, I saw a trailer. I meant to tweet it at you. They did like an HD 4K of the holiday special, the Star Wars holiday special.
I heard rumors about that. Someone saw like Lucasfilm or Disney posted a clip from it. Jeff D. Lowe pointed this out to me. Just a small clip from it, but the film was all restored. And they were like, did that get restored for like a future Disney Plus release or something? I'm fucking praying for it, because I watch that on Christmas Eve every night when I get home from our Aunt Laura. Shout out Aunt Laura. I'll put on the Star Wars holiday special. It's truly the worst thing ever. It's like so bad that it's almost not even enjoyable at parts. You got to scroll on your phone for half the Wookiee conversations with no subtitles, just Wookiees talking to each other and making the same noise back and forth. It's dreadful, but it's the Star Wars holiday special. Like, come on. And I think in a few years, we're going to have the Guardians Christmas special that like makes that all good, because it's going to be like an homage to that. It's going to be made because that was made. I'm holding out hope that Mark Hamill will be in the Guardians Christmas special because of that. But yeah, also, I wanted to shout this out before we got out of here. Great Christmas Batman related thing, Christmas with the Joker. Batman the Animated Series episode. If you're looking for a little bit more Christmassy Batman, go on HBO Max and you could find that one. It's a great episode of the animated series.
Beautiful.
All right.
A goddamn pleasure in the foxhole as always, Mike. This has to become a tradition. Like Robbie said, we'll have to get something else for next year. But
I know eventually we'll move on to Forever. We should just do the Batman movie.
We've got 2 under our belt. It feels good. It feels like I want a 3rd date. I don't see any reason to stop now.
3rd date, that's where the magic happens. I mean, maybe this movie, has got me a little fired up. I don't mean it that way.
Yeah,
but
you got to get that fireplace sponsor for the 3rd date.
3rd date, we get bat nipples. Next one, baby.
Come on, Solo Stove. Fucking support the basement, Solo Stove. If anyone's listening, any of the salespeople are listening.
Clarence, Merry Christmas to you and yours, buddy.
Same to you, my friend. Give all the best to the family. Get those Blueies and Amazing Spider-Mans into their head. And
Octobro, we're coming to see you soon.
Yeah, I'll see you soon. I can't wait to see you. It's been literally months. Thank you to everyone who listened. And if you made it this far, like, Thank you. It's fucking cool that you watched the whole movie with us. We enjoy doing this, and it's cool that people seem to enjoy it as much as they do. I still get tweets. People go back listening to the Die Hard one we did for 2 Christmases ago, the Batman 1989 one we did. People actually ask for these more, so I'm glad that we could finally make it happen. And like I said, shout out to all the basement listeners who listened to the whole thing. Merry Christmas to everyone who listened. Happy holidays, whatever you may celebrate. And this is a Christmas movie. Don't let anyone else tell you different.
If you made it this far, hashtag BatFox. That's how
Bat
your
Fox.
little notice, like, hey, I'm one of the OG. I'm one of the real ones that gets down with the three people on this pod here. So thanks, guys.